Hey guys, Mr. B here. Just thought I'd give you an update. It's been a long time and I apologize for that. Just been super busy, so I thought I'd give you a little walkthrough of what's going on in the garden right now. This is the southern collards that I have here. I wanted to get a video in because I need to start harvesting some of this stuff, and I didn't want it to look all shredded up and skimpy when I did the video. So yeah, southern collards here. Love turning these into a recipe that called Congolese collard greens. Really tasty. Over at 1 Yard Revolution, I think is his channel. He gave that recipe a while back, and we've been making it for about the past 2 years. Love it. Okay, so yellow and red chard, doing pretty good. Still have some of my issues with the leaf miners. But if I come out here at night and kind of squish the little guys inside the leaves, can stop them pretty good. Once the leaves start going pretty good, they kind of grow faster than they can get eaten. Italian dino kale. This stuff's doing pretty good too. The reason this stuff isn't just really pumping them out and why they got the funny long stems kind of growing curved is because any of you who've seen my videos before, they rest under the tree of doom. Yes, the monster shade tree that makes it so this bed does not get sun until about 1 in the afternoon. So everything kind of leans to the west over here. Detroit red beets, doing good. They're starting to bulb up down there. One thing I noticed on the beets last year, I finally started being able to grow them pretty well because I guess I wasn't watering them enough and they were growing just long stems down, probably trying to reach for water. I've been watering them a lot more the last couple of years and they're really bulbing up nicely. Organic dandelion greens. We like putting those into just snipping them up into salads and putting them in smoothies and stuff. Just get the good nutrition out of them, chlorophyll and vitamins, good stuff. This was a spot where I had all my lettuces. They've all bolted, so they got yanked and tossed into the, let me show you the composter real quick. We just transferred everything, so I got kind of a double composter here out of pallets. So we just emptied everything out of this one over into this one. It's really compressed now, so got to start filling more stuff in there because you can never have enough compost, right? So that's where the lettuces were. That's all yanked. I'm going to start getting that ready for more leafy green stuff for the fall. I seeded a whole bunch of carrots in here, but looks like the birds or somebody have come in here and just taking them away because I had 1, 2, 3, I had 4 full rows of all seeded carrots in here, and I've kept it nice and moist, so they should have germinated. Maybe they're kind of old seeds, but at the same time, I know the birds come in here and like to pluck my stuff out of here, so usually I have this netting across these areas just so the birds can't get in there and get it, but forgot to do that this time. Here's the little bank of tomatillos here. As you can see, some of them started dropping. I'm just going to utilize those for seeds. Those are the first ones off of the plants. I was kind of trying like to use some of the bigger first stuff that ripened as my seeding stuff. So these are that variety I call Timmy's Tomatillos, my son's little tomatillo plants, named after him. Threw a little red basil in there because for some color, and they get some really, really pretty flowers on them, and they bring in the bees. So that's kind of a cool plant. So that's the Timmy's Tomatillos, and then these are the San Juanitos. Same thing. I'm just kind of let a few of the bottom fruit drop, and yeah, see, these are a lot bigger variety here. These things get the size of an orange, where those other ones are about the size of a golf ball. So you'll notice that around here, my peppers do a lot better in buckets. Yellow bell plant, nice and healthy, lots of blooms, getting new fruit on it. Green bell, same thing. You'll notice on my other plants that the ones that are in the ground, they just don't look anything like this. Same soil, been fed the same stuff. I think just the heat reflects off of this stuff and really just helps them grow a lot better. As you can see, if you've seen my other videos, here's my weather. It's about noon, foggy, not clouds, not weather. I mean, not rain or anything like that coming, just fog. Get it all the time. Sometimes it doesn't burn off at all. Sometimes it burns off at 11 in the morning, but all summer long we get fog. This is the little Napoli. Determinate variety. Oh, look, that must be a male of the species. Little Napoli, it's a determinate variety, so it's only going to get this 24 inches tall. Had real poor pollination this year. You'll see on my other plants just blooms that just dropped off. I mean, whole branches that should have 6, 8, 10 tomatoes on it. Some of them have 1 or 2. An example right here. I mean, just nothing on them. Sad. But so that's the little Napoli, kind of a little Roma variety. Fat little tomatoes. Are really tasty though. Let's see, these are some Loquat trees that I grew from seed years and years ago. I haven't really done anything with them. Guy gave me the seed, the fruit. I actually dried out the seeds, planted them, and got trees out of them. So they're just here. They sit. I don't know what I'll ever end up doing with them. This is one of my raspberries that John gave me. I believe this is like a fall blooming variety, or late summer, because it's just now getting its fruit, where my other ones, they've been fruiting since spring. And thank you for those plants, John. I appreciate them. And this is one of my jumbo jalapenos. It's doing really good. Again, in the pot. Getting some nice big fat fruit on it. Lots of them. And this plant's probably my best jalapeno. It's about 3 feet tall. It was a nice plant. Up here on the hill, kind of getting some heat reflected from that fence too. And these are the... they're like that sunshine mixed peppers. They're supposed to be kind of some yellow, some orange, some red. Some of them got some fruit on them, decent sized stuff too. But look at that plant in the ground, just wimpy, just yellow. I've fed them the same thing that the stuff in the buckets have gotten, like that one. But just not doing that well. I don't know if the water just drains off too much and the nutrients just go right through, where the nutrients can hold in the reservoir and they can access them where they can't here. I don't know. San Marzano. This one was doing pretty good, but again, look at this. 2 tomatoes out of a dozen blooms. 1 out of a half dozen. Just, I imagine, just poor pollination. We had a lot of bees this summer, or this early spring, with my fruit trees, and they really got on the apples and the plums and all that and pollinated it real well. But the tomatoes just didn't get it. Look at this, an entire branch, nothing on it at all. And it's not because it's a brand new branch or anything. But still a lot of new blooms up top. These plants are still going to go for probably another couple of months. We don't get rain here till December, and the cold weather really doesn't kick in till December anyway. Yellow bells, as you can see, they're doing good up top. They're kind of wimpy down below. They didn't really do much early, but they're starting to kick some stuff out now. Okay, here's another one, yellow bell. Lots of nice new blooms, but one little fruit down here. A little fruit down there. But looks, and this will probably just be late bloomers. Hopefully there's enough season left for them to actually get big. Golden sunray variety of tomato. Again, same thing. We're talking 1 fruit per branch. Look at those blooms. Man, just must be. The other thing that I noticed, look at my quality of my leaves. Yellow. Not that great this year. I always use mushroom compost, organic mushroom compost from my local landscape supply guys. And this year, when I needed it, excuse me, it wasn't ready. So I had to get the regular organic compost, and it was just so full of wood and wood chips. I think it's in there just depleting my soil of the nitrogen and some of the other stuff that it needs. It's probably just composting down there and just depleting my soil. It's the only thing I can think of. It's the only different thing I did this year, and it's pretty bad. Still getting some strawberries off one of my little strawberry buckets there. Okay, and this is a real sad plant. This is the Amish paste. Look at that thing. I mean, they're big and tall and long, and they're 6 feet tall, but it's got some big old fruit on it. Look at that. For a Roma style tomato, Amish paste. But, you know, I mean, looky there. One fruit. Just, it's disappointing to say the least, you know, when you put that much time and effort into doing these things from seed and you just get a low yield. Oh, look at that volunteer coming up. Some chives, more strawberries there. Excuse me. Oh, and there was those were California Wonder Bells there. You know, the fruit that was supposed to come out down on the bottom, they kind of dropped, but we got lots of new stuff up top. California Wonder Bell, nothing on there. One on there. Pretty wimpy, but look at new growth starting down there. I need to just, I guess, feed these guys a lot more fish emulsion and compost tea, because they haven't been getting it. I've been pretty bad about it this year, and they obviously need it. This is the green zebra. Real cool tomato. Apple tree's doing good. It's got some big bunches on it. That's just a Golden Delicious. That was here when I actually moved in here, so we may be taking that one down and replacing it with something a little nicer as an eating apple, like a Fuji or something. So here's some more of those Italian, or that little sunshine mixed pepper. They're supposed to get colors, and it looks like they're trying to. They're trying to change. So we'll let them, again, look at how yellow and wimpy these are. Goodness gracious. So this is kind of a cool situation. This is the Brad Gates Wild Boar Farms Blueberries tomato. Such a neat tomato, really tasty too. But what I did is I grew these from seeds I saved last year, and I'm imagining it's probably a hybrid plant, because the seeds that I saved, I grew a bunch of plants and I put them in the ground. This one produced what looks like the hybrid variety of the actual fruit, where this one looks like it resorted back to one of the parent tomatoes, which is kind of a plumish, like a plum type tomato. So these actually came from the same seeds from tomatoes last year. This one broke back to its hybrid parents, and this one either didn't, or that's one of the other hybrids too. I don't know, but kind of neat to see that the seeds created two different plants. Elephant Heart Plum did pretty awesome this year. It got some like aphid curl. A little different than like peach curl, because this isn't a disease of the tree. This is where the aphids come on and they just kind of, see if I can see this. Yeah, they kind of get on the backs of the leaves, and they're real small. They're a different variety of aphid than what's on the regular plants, but I didn't want to spray it, but luckily I don't spray any of my stuff ever, but if I do, it's usually just something pretty organic, and you know, some neem oil if it got real bad, but I didn't even spray it, so it looks like it survived, so that's good. I threw a couple of my extra collard greens in the back there that I had. Once this plum tree drops its leaves, they'll start getting some good sun back there for winter. Some more of the raspberries that John gave me. They have just been awesome. They're so tasty. These are just starting to fruit up real good. This is another one. Look at this. It's just got fruit all over it. But look at the new blooms. I just have these in pots. I didn't have any room or anywhere to put them in the ground yet, so they're just growing in the pots, and they've been awesome. This one's been really good too. This is like a yellow variety. Oh, they're just popping right off. Just falling right off that. Look. Boink. Those are some of the most awesome raspberries I've ever had. This golden variety. Yep, there's a little. Oops, dang it. Toss him. Eat him. Wow. So these got huge. This is that sunshine mix. I had no idea. I thought these were going to be little, like peppercini sized peppers. These things are huge. They're like the size of a Anaheim. So they're starting to change. Oh goodness! Now that one looks like somebody. The pleasures of growing organically and not using any insecticide is somebody's going to get in there once in a while. This is my favorite variety right here. My Woodle Orange. Grow these every year. You know, again, look at the pollination. There's 10 blooms on there and two fruit. It's starting to get ripe, though. That's good. Yeah, but look at that plant. It's just looking not so hot. I don't know if it's that. It has to be that compost. I don't know. And maybe, maybe something that they put in their compost still had some, heck, maybe it had some Roundup in it. Maybe whatever they used was not purely organic, or it had some pesticide or something on it. Because it's definitely affected my soil this year, and that's sad. I actually grew all my tomatoes in barrels this year because I wanted to let my beds rest. I wanted to rotate my crops out of there just to make sure there's no diseases, and they just did not do that great in the barrels this year. Some stuff did pretty good. Here's some more jumbo jalapenos. That plant's pretty loaded there. That's pretty cool. This guy's just starting to kick in now. He's getting pretty tall. Sungold Cherries. We've been eating these. These actually had a decent pollination, but we've actually just been eating them, so that's why they look a little sparse. This plant's a big 7-footer. He's way up there. Now this one, we went on vacation, and stuff didn't get watered for about 4 days, and this one really got hit by it. It's barely even just starting to put out any new growth right now. And the fruit just kind of small and kind of stopped producing. It's real hard skin too. So that guy kind of got hit pretty hard. Paul Robeson. Big purple variety. Paul Robeson. I mean, just blooms just dropped everywhere on this guy too. It makes you so mad. But getting some fruit off of it. There's some nice stuff in the back there. More of the jumbo jalapenos. Sorry, I'm trying to get over my dog here. Wow, the garden dog. He's chewing on a 2x4. That's right. You're the cutest. Okay, look at the size of these jalapenos. I will be saving seeds from this one. Look at those things, dude. Are those just the fattest jalapeno you've ever seen? That's a jumbo jalapeno. That's what I was hoping for. And these guys, my gosh, they're from the same plant. They look like a serrano. Again, maybe that jumbo jalapeno was a hybrid. And because these seeds are all from the same plants, from the same, only from like 2 or 3 different fruit. So I don't know, maybe they had a little hybrid in them too. And this thing, I mean, look at those. That looks like a serrano. And look at this, crazy. That was actually a plant that I had bought, and it did not say that it was heirloom or anything like that. So more of the Paul Robesons. I'm starting to get a little mildew on the top of it. I'm gonna have to pluck him and eat him soon. And last but not least, the Sweet 100. We've been munching off of this one for a while. It was really producing good. It actually had a decent pollination. Don't know why it would have been any different than the others. Still getting some new growth off of it too. And, you know, here's more of the jalapenos. This thing's only about 12 inches tall, where these are 24 inches tall. These things were super yellow about 2 weeks ago, and I put some fish emulsion on them, and they greened up and they started to bloom again. So I'm just going to have to feed these things a lot heavier. I just had not been this year. And, you know, you saw from my other videos where I used to really put a lot of the compost tea on there. I've been bad. I've been really bad. I only did it once this year, and I used to do it once a week. So you can kind of see the neglect of the food causes small babies here. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys watching and taking the time to check out my videos. Hit like, hit subscribe. You know, try and do some more updates sooner. I'm going to throw some more food at these guys and see what happens. And I just appreciate you guys watching and hope your gardens are doing well too.